All right. So I won't be able to stream super long. Let's see, hour and a half? Yeah, pretty much an hour and a half streaming. Another little shorter day. But things are going good actually. We're going to switch it up. I really want to keep using Instamat, but I'm a little frustrated with it. So we're going to switch over to Substance. Not ideal, but we got to. I got to get this done. I can't just be fighting this painting program the whole time. All right, so we're going to make Substance version. I'm really struggling baking in this one, so it's time. That means I do have to change my exports though. I need to add some triangulation. So we're going to go to mirror, turn that on. Don't have to worry about that now. Or, will we still have to worry about it? Okay, so if I put it into Substance, I can mirror it, mirror the model. Awesome. But the breasts won't bake properly. I will get some clipping in between the breasts. The breast normals are gonna not work properly. So I can make two versions, one mirrored, one not mirrored. That should work pretty decently. But the question is, will I still get the same issue I have right now, which is this line right here in the middle, which I really find annoying if that's happening at all. Makes sense that it's happening, just frustrating. Because by baking with just one half, the vertices on that edge have a different normal value. When it's mirrored and they're merged, that middle line, that middle edge, those normals change again. I don't know if I have a way to preserve that completely. Perhaps that's all I need to do, is have a version where the middle normals are fine. Overall though, she's looking quite good. Still getting a little bit of seam issues in a few spots. Oh, but pretty good. Overall, I like to clean up the butt just a little bit. We also have these marked out, so we'll have to section those out too. That's just so frustrating because it's so close. So close to being proper. if I go into substance, no matter what, I have to do some sort of workaround. Clipped, no clipped. That seems to be the better metaphor. So we're going to make a clipped version. We're going to make a non-clipped version. The only area that's of concern is the clipped version in the middle between the breasts. Okay, so let's export our non-clipped version, or our clipped version. This is the clipped version here. So we're going to export this one. So we'll go here. We're going to do Chimo, bake, clipped. Clip. All right. Then take out the cage. Export just the cage. Bake, clip, cage. Export. Damn. Can't even do that because they're fusing in the middle. So I need to use the weld mod right here. Hello, Spixie. Welcome back. Which I don't have anymore. Do boundary loop. Go to vertices. Add that weld. I haven't taken a look at the work you submitted just yet. I'm kind of struggling with this one right now. It's the maximum value. Okay. Then we can export this. This one is, again, the clip version. And this is the clip cage. Okay. So now we can make a new file. Flip. Heck yeah. Good, I'll have to send the client an update. Ah, the mouth closes. Why? Hello, Nammers. Oh, hello, Pseudo. Oh shit, I don't have the right material here. Going well, going well. We're struggling with bacon this character a little bit, but we're making it through. One step at a time. There's always some challenge. There's always one puzzle for each avatar. This one. But Interesting. I'm on the struggle bus with my assets right now as well. Well, we can struggle together. Mutual struggle. Right now I'm trying to figure out how I can export the model with the mouth open. I don't really want to apply the armature, but I guess if I have to do a one-off version, I will. What's interesting though is does the cage have its mouth open? If the cage has its mouth open, then that's an interesting idea. It does. Okay, so I can export the body without needing to redo anything by going to the body cage in GeoNodes. She's a thick girl. She is. Yes, she is. What we'll do instead is do a switch. Here, we'll set that to group input. Get rid of the geometry for the input, or switch it to a Boolean. We'll call displace. If displace is true, or no, displace is true, we use the set position. Otherwise, we just take the original version. Or sorry, not that version, this version. So displace, cool. So now we have a really simple toggle. Hello, Booms, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So I should be able to use this one as the clip, and then this one as the cage. Now, there we go. Okay. Interesting stuff. I didn't expect to be able to do that. But now I can bake. Looks like we're still getting some issues. Na, 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 na. I had the same issue with my mouth. Applied the modifier in the export system, worked that way, but it was on Instamat, so I had to key if that's any different. I've been struggling with Instamat today. So I decided to kind of switch it up. Check out this one. Why am I getting clipping? It's on the arm there. Oh, I'm not using a high poly mesh. That would make a difference. Interesting, but then, oh man, I love GeoNodes. Okay, so we're gonna go client work. Here come the boom, and we'll do Substance Painter, Zemo, V1. Okay, but having trouble with it a lot too. Ooh, sorry, make fun of that. So we're actually going to I won't pick on you too much. So we can do another switch. Now we'll put this here and we'll call this high poly override. And what we can do there is I actually just drag in the high poly collection, which is dense, set it to relative, realize the instances, and if it's true that we're using the high poly, do that one. If not, we do this one. So that way, I can also export the high poly version in the same go. So I literally just have my exporter version. That really simplifies it. But we also need the weld mod. Okay, I giggled when I realized. And we'll add 2 more zeros in there. Just make sure we're not losing any detail. Okay, beautiful. So now we can hide high poly, go back to, I'm going to switch this from body cage to body baker. And I'll probably make a tutorial about this one because I'm actually really enjoying doing this. I think that this is just really simplifies the whole process. Okay, now that I can export the high poly. Love using the nodes for baking so far. It's made so much easier to organize. It really does. It makes a huge difference. Like we just need to adjust our cage a little bit. Probably need to add a triangulator too. But we'll just do a test bake for now. All right. Low res, still have the clipping. We're doing good. Bump that up to 2K for now. Nice. Looking good. The butt is broken. That's because I sculpted it slightly. Those look good. Nice. Usually you get some clipping there. This looks really solid. Okay, so just a few minor things to fix up, and then we'll actually have a solid bake, and I can move on with my life. I can move on! How are the teeth doing? Teeth look good. All right, so back to Blender. We're gonna turn off the baker. Actually, no, we won't turn off the baker. We will disable it. Disable selecting it. Switch it to just the displace version. It's the original here. Displace. Turn on high poly, disable selection. Turn on the body. Only one I can select now. And then make sure I'm editing the displace vertex group, which it's hard to see. You can see it clipping a little bit there. Let's switch to, we have material view. So on the high poly, I will go to make a new group. Switch this to blue or purple or something. Right, and then on the body mesh, I would need to add a triangulate after the weld. Actually, before the mirror. And we're going to use beauty. Should see a little clipping now. Yes, okay. Good. Then gorgeous. So, I would actually like to just take a look at these ones here. Better. Okay, it's a little bit of a closer shave there. All right. So now we can look at just the cage again. And because we've organized things all nicely, we can click just this for the displays. And this is our clip version, so I'll export that one. And then our displace, which is the cage, and then our high poly. Which I'm going to tweak a little bit further. Doesn't really matter what the color is, it's just to isolate it. Isolate the selection. I wonder, I know that Substance now has a bake option. Could you just bake out all of them at once? Or sorry, the GeoNodes has a bake option. That'd be really cool. I bet you can now. The butt's still clipping. All right, call this base. And I'm gonna make a template. Put it there. And we'll do a color selection and just grab the scales. Dang. Well, we'll grab these ones. Arm scales. And we'll make them. Okay. Right. What's this one? Is it green? Mouth template? Is that really? There we go. That must have been for a different character. There we go. Okay, take it back. For teeth, well, reset that, black mask, and then use a color selection. Awesome. Beautiful. Back to here. Click the high poly. Open it up. For the scales, I should have changed the color. All right, bake mesh maps 4K. Bake. Please don't crash. Hello, David. This is one thick dragon lady. Yes. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, we're in the process of getting her baked, making the textures. We've got her in Unity with like a prior version, but I had to go back and unfortunately fix a lot of stuff. One step forward, two steps back, as it goes with this kind of work. How are your projects going? Really does. It's always a bit of a challenge. Working on some choppers. Nice. Yes, I think I saw a little bit of your last video. It was very cool to see. Seems like a lot. That's some complicated work. That's a lot of different disciplines coming together. Very impressive stuff. A little blurry right there, but we're only on 1024. Let's bump it up to 2K. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, let's actually add. So these are the scales here. Body scales. I've been watching a lot of the GPT-4 voice. That seems like it's gonna be a really good fit for the kind of work you're doing. shadows. Shadows. And then we'll add the, that's a nice bake. Oh, thank you, neighbors. Bake in the bakery. And then we'll filter bevel or blur. Give it some color so we can see what we're doing. And then set it to, let's do bevel instead. Just a little bit. Haven't tried it yet. I'm waiting with bated breath. I think it'd be just insanely useful. A little bit of speckles here. It's even poking through in some spots. To watch out for that. She looks good though. I like to get just a very slight noise to her skin. That will give it a lot. So we'll call this skin. Get rid of the mask. Well, no, we'll call it skin boopy. Skin boopy. And we'll add a fill noise, black and white, and set it to triplanar. And then we can just adjust the height a little bit. Bumpy. Let's do tiling, something like that, something really intense. And we just do a fill on top of it set to multiply. Get some more control over it. Just like a very, very mild amount. Even milder, let's say 0.1. It's a little pronounced on her breasts. So we'll add a filter blur on top. 0.15. Very subtle. I feel like that makes her feel a little more tactile. Almost don't even see it. Really need to play around with Substance Designer sometime. This all looks very interesting. I think they used it for a few minutes. It's pretty awesome. I've been also experimenting with another one called Instamat, which is free, so it's kind of nice. It's pretty similar, but Substance Designer is a little bit easier to pick up, in my opinion. You can always paint in Blender. But that's a little more challenging. Not as fully featured. And let's make sure the scales do not get the bumpy. So we'll go to height and say body scales, height, replace. Okay. Can you 3D print with a color? Still super intense on the breast. I think we'll have to separate the breast into its own UV map or just paint it out. Paint it out and then use like a second detail map. A little too strong. All right, looks good though. No, the machine I have is often sold the multicolor kit, but I didn't get it. I probably will for future machines. Let's take this color selection, or sorry, the arm scale. Copy this, paste it here, and give it a linear dodge. And we can combine these. My issue with Instamat sometimes works, and then you do the same bake and it just stops. Yeah, I kind of had to throw my hands up in the air today. I usually don't give up on that kind of stuff, but I really just, I can't be wasting time fighting this program. Sadness. Turn down the distance and turn up the smooth. Well, David, if you ever need someone to help, I'd be happy to. If you're ever interested in a collaborator, you let me know. I'd be very interested in learning more about how you make what you do. I don't know what that means, but just thought I'd offer it. A little bit of color there. Very subtle amount. It'll go the other way, actually. A little bit brighter. And then we can do some roughness as well. Doesn't seem to make a difference. You know what? I will get rid of the skin bump here, and we will use a, we'll use a tiling texture inside of Wyoming. That will be easier. Definitely would consider it. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh no. It's clipping. And the butt's got a it's got like a Mewtwo Frieza kind of texture. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe we'll do a noise instead. Just a blue noise. Yeah, more just a micro texture. Yeah. Yeah, that looks right. That looks good. Okay. All right. Now on the scales, we will create another channel, use our 0 channel, and we'll make sure we have it on the base as black because we would like to target the body scales with white. So now when we look at that channel that we just made, should target them. Yes, good stuff. We can still see this poking through a little bit. That's not ideal. Model's looking nice. Thank you. Thank you. Need to get back to work though. Well, enjoy your work. Good luck with your projects. Definitely excited to see more. It's good to see that you're getting the reception you deserve because you're kicking butt for sure. That's really cool. But yeah, enjoy your day, David. Hope you have a good one. Bye. Do, 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 do. And for everyone else, I will have about another hour in the stream. I'm going to end a little bit early today, not that much early, but I have D&D tonight, so I got to get prepped for the session. Got to think of what to do with the players. Okay, so we're going to make one more version of the character here, because what we need to do is right now, unfortunately, because we baked the model with the breast touching, that means that there is an error here. The ambient occlusion is too strong, and we can kind of see that here by going to one of these maps. I guess you don't see it, but it's no good. We can see it right here, this little odd smushy, and then also this crevice here. So we want to have a little bit more control on some of our maps. It's a little crunch there too. Perhaps more to adjust. So we're going to make a second version, a non-clipping version. Thankfully, that's pretty easy with this baker we've set up. All we need to do is go to the body, turn off the mirror, right there, and then I'm actually going to copy this as a driver and go to the high poly, click the high poly, click the mirror, and paste as new driver. And so that way, these match. All right, so first things first, we'll export this one as this is bake no clip. Oh, actually that should have been no clip high poly. And then we'll switch to the displace, no clip page, and lastly, the displace, or without the displace here, just no clip in general. Yes, this one. All right, then we need to go back to Painter, do File, New, and we'll make the no clip one. Which we'll save right here. No. And then go to bake, use the exact same step. No clip page. Use the high poly. Apply diffusion. Hello, bro, welcome. And I think that's good. And we'll bake at 4K. Save. Bake. I think I'll probably do this for every avatar I make moving forward. Most likely. Because it also gives me really good ambient occlusion for the leg. Something to think about. Loading, 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 loading. Now we can export these textures at 4K with the mesh map. I guess just document channels, no alpha. And we'll call this body no clip. Select, export. And then we go File, Open Recent. We're in here. What we need to do is go to our textures for this one. We'll have to fix these again later, but for now, just remove the ambient occlusion and the normal. I have this little mesh map template. And in here, we can start searching for the Shimo normal map and the Shimo ambient occlusion. And so now we're basically back at what we started with, except that we can swap these. So specifically, we have the mesh. We're gonna add a paint. We're gonna call this breast fix. And we're gonna paint on the UV map. Here. And then I will add an anchor point. And above this, we'll take our template flat, drop it here. We'll call this breast fixed fix. And then drop in a fill, grab that anchor point we just made, and then do a filter. Pretty simple stuff. We'll do a filter invert. Here, this is where we'll drop those textures that we just baked. Is it better to download new brushes or to use standard Blender brushes? Really depends on what you're doing. I would say with sculpting, like any sort of fine details like skin pores or things that repeat, that are very high frequency details, you would use, that's what a good texture brush is for. If you're doing like the larger forms, like the full body, then just the standard brush is fine. But if you're going in and you're trying to make, if you were trying to sculpt this texture, like this kind of bumpy texture here, I think that that's going to take you too long to do by hand, and it'd probably be inconsistent. So these kind of like fine details, these micro details, that's what I would use a brush for. I'm going to take the mixed AO and the normals, drop them here. Say, I guess just textures for both of them. I never queues them up anymore. That's the wrong one. So we still get a little ambient occlusion there. But more importantly, we have the nice fixed norms. This one says DirectX. Is that the right type? I don't think it is. I think I actually need OpenGL. We go back really quick to no clip. Export the textures. And let me copy this path, go back to here, delete everything. Switch this to mesh maps. Sometimes the detail of the bodies push me to new brushes, and I think they should. You can always make your own brushes too. You know, you could take a little square patch, do a little sculpture of like specifically the type of detail you're looking for, or paint it in like Photoshop or something. But you know, I think there's a lot of power in understanding how to create your own brushes, because then you can really get to dial in those details exactly as you want them. That's still pretty sharp. I guess it would be sharper because it is literally an edge there on the non-clipped version. So do something right in there. A little fix. All right, that looks pretty good. So that should have fixed the breasts. And now we can go back here to this character or this version, delete all the textures, open up this folder, copy these, go back to Painter, File, Export, and we're sending them here. And we're going to use Poyomi. V8 4K. Save. Back to here. All right. And then we just drop in all the stuff we just made. Metallic, smoothness, ayo, ayo. All right, looks pretty good. A little gray. A little gray. But she is gray. She is actually gray, so take the base, put that up to white. And the scales are very close. I'll make them just slightly darker. It's really like that. The nice part now, everything is hooked up. So when I update, we get that update on both ends. Perfect. All right, another 30 minutes worth of work. I'm going to switch gears here. Well, we'll do one fun thing and then we'll switch gears. I'm going to make a mat cap. For the metal. Looks cool, too strong though. We don't want it to replace, we would like it to do a little bit of multiplication. And then more importantly, some adding. So we get this kind of lustrous quality to it. Yeah, that's going to help sell it. Might still be too metallic though. Overall. Shiny. Awesome. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to create an empty fizz bones. Actually, I don't think I can add fizz bones yet because there's no bones. There are no bones on this skeleton yet. All right, much better. Took a little bit longer than I'd like to get everything baked or started to be baked. We are going to switch gears now. We're going to switch to a different avatar that I need to put some time in. Double G. Double G. I should probably add that one. This one. But we'll leave the one with the butt open. That's fine. So we need to kind of tweak this one till we get something pretty similar. So we're going to switch gears here. Thank you, Namers, for getting this character started. Looking super good. Do one more over. Slightly sharper nose. It's pretty sharp left on the nose right here. A little bit more like this. Lips are pretty square. We have a front view. We'll kind of have to wing the front view a little bit. Buns. One more subdiv there. On the tail. We have the calf. Then we have the ankle. We're going to do pretty much the same thing as the other one. Dun, 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 dun. Do one more cut here. Okay. One thing I've been kind of doing lately with my... Yes, it is time. One thing I've been doing lately with my models is a hip cut. Like that. Relatively newer technique in my arsenal. But it does give a nice way. And it keeps it as a loop, which I think I really like. And then I can actually do the same thing with the ribs. Nice. Pretty. Okay. Then for the shoulder, do a little inset there. Try doing those hip parts. They're hard to get right. Either the entire body is one single curve or that hip curve makes it look off and too wide. I never get it right. Hello, Magnus. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. It does take a bit of finagling. I'm still getting used to it, so I may end up redoing it. But the nice part is that because I'm doing it as these loops, I can always go in and kind of dissolve things out later, should I need to. Should I, should I require that? Let's make that elbow a little smaller. Proportional editing is really where I feel like it all starts coming together. It's all coming up Millhouse. Actually going to crease his butt. So get a sharper butt crease, as you may expect. Hmm. Interesting. Maybe it would have been better to have kept it connected. A lot of times I'll like excuse the view, the odd look here, but if I do this, then I can close this up. Yeah, I think that is better. Spread successful. Yeah, definitely an odd thing to do, but you know, we're making bodies here. That's how it goes. There we go. That looks a little rounder. Okay. Do one more crease here just for this whole segment. Cool. Next, let's go ahead and create the peck. I think we'll do this one here. Where'd my reference go? All right, definitely need more with eyeballs messed up. Really what I'm clicking. Hmm. Make the eye bigger. Move it up and like that. They were like that when I got them. I thought was, this might be some eyeball technique I'm unaware of about. No, I think I need to fix. There are definitely a few things in my base template file that I think I need to go back and just take a look at this point. But I appreciate you assuming I'm doing things right. Ah, right. This is one thing I need to fix right here is the way the mouth goes. I have to do kind of a little just like that in order to get it to behave the right way. Yeah. I feel like the eye could use one more loop like this. Just a guess. It's definitely a little squished now. We're going to switch to sculpt mode so I can use my slide relax and just push the topology around a little so it's something a little bit more relaxed. That looks weird. Oh, thank you, Comet. Hello, welcome. Welcome back. I appreciate you saying that. Wild that it's gone by so quick. I can't remember when I got affiliate. I think I got it kind of early on, but I have yet to get anywhere close to the next level. It's mostly like a time investment at first. I've got the time. Got the time down. Everything else? The tricky part with stylized heads is the heads are usually pretty ginormous. They're actually much bigger than the face. Actually, just heads in general, the face is always bigger than you think. Or sorry, the head's always bigger than the face. But I'm working towards lol. Well, I believe in you. I believe in your power. You're certainly putting in the time as well. Going off that side ref for the head size. Gotcha, gotcha. It's gonna be kind of a give and take here. I think I'll make the eyes lidded by default. I kind of had a good time with that on Shimo's eyeballs. Kind of worked out pretty well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got that. Is it the greatest show in the world stuck in my head? It's on Beat Saber. Stylized head do be giant. Can get you when you go back to try and do realistic studies. Well, very true. I was unsure which to go with because all the heads and faces are so different. That is one of the challenges with stylized characters. A lot of times they can have a lot of reference, but then the reference is all a little different. I'll have to double check with the client what their preferred, what the one that's closest in their mind is. I think for this ear, we actually are going to model it straight out. It's going to be hard to bake. We'll model it and then we'll let the fizz bones do the dangling. Yeah, I think that will work out better. It looks kind of strange right now though. And we'll make these a little bit rounder. And then we'll take the neck. Grogu ears. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's my snapping. Okay. Then we're gonna kind of squish things down a little. And we will make an actual, not a full socket, but we will give it another indentation. There, and then most importantly here. And that's actually too much. Oh no. Getting this really harsh edge there. I'll have to do something about that. And we'll up that subdiv. Boom. We'll actually select the whole thing. No. We're going to move our subdiv up, put it down one, duplicate, and apply the duplicate. Now we're working with just a slightly higher resolution one. Take that back. Before we do that, we will close the bottom. Duplicado, applicado. And they're more to the side. Speaking of Beat Saber, actually, is the air link good enough for it? I haven't had a problem. I play contractors a lot, and that certainly requires some speed. So I think it should be good. I see mixed things online. It really, if you have like, I think it does depend. It's kind of variable, you know. You're close to both your router and PC. Not to my router. My PC is wired, though. I do have an Ethernet to my to my dealio. Oh, that being said, I do use virtual desktop over the standard Quest connection. I do think it's worth the investment. And we will get a bit more resolution for the eyebrows. Maybe actually the whole section here. Eyes are way too recessed. Switch to sculpt. My PC is wired too, so hopefully it'll be fine for me too. I think you'll be okay. There's certainly, it's hard to tell when people complain online what the actual issue is. You know, it's like they could be saying that and then, you know, they have like a modem from 20 years ago or something like that. So I think you'll be okay. I think generally it works well for most people. This isn't your first VR headset, is it? I thought you had one already. I think you're good to trust since you play games that need good latency. I think so. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. Reputable. Gotcha. Excuse me. Okay, I'll be stopping pretty soon. Not great for testing Abby's Lamel. Annie's first headset, though. Theirs will be arriving in less than a week. So excited. Hey, that's good to hear. They've just been playing on desktop the whole time? Amazing. Were they much of a VR user before? Or is this kind of new to them? I remember you making the avatar, so I kind of assumed you both were in VR a lot. been wanting for it for a long time, but they've also never been able to experience it in VR. No. Well, heck yeah. That's good to hear. I'm sure they're going to have a blast then. Or make the ears longer. Hopefully get mine soonish. Some point soonish too. We'll get. Hopefully maybe before the graduation. It was definitely a priority though. You're too kind. I'm sure they are feel very thankful you're doting on them. Good. All right, one more object to create, and then we're going to be moving on to the next thing. Or we're going to be ending the stream, actually. That's a-okay. That is a-okay. More of a hope than anything else. Hoping to get it at least next month, for sure. Keep looking at the big screen beyond. But it's been so long, it's like at this point, I'm kind of afraid to get a new... I mean, it's not trying to instill buyer's remorse in you. I'm very comfortable with the Quest 3, and I definitely recommend it. I keep going like, well, what if I get one and another one comes right out? But I suppose that makes it really easy to resell. So it's not really a concern there. All right, we'll go with that for right now. Just something to start the foot out. Slap one more mirror on there. The second one is this one. Even not having a cable would be huge, 100%. I couldn't go back after have being wireless for a while. It really does make or break the difference for me. Not like an hour make a new cage and remake my mesh float I wanted this past week. Got clipping issues. Tried the built-in cage, seemed to do better. Know how I improve it. Maybe the built-in one is just fine to use sometimes. I have no idea. It just depends. If your mesh is smooth enough, then you're fine. It's really creases and like crevices. That's where it really suffers. But if you have a perfect sphere, then you don't need a cage because the built-in baking will always be perfect. It's really just when you have like a body that has enough detail that you require it. But my VR headset and my slime VR. Butt needs to be bigger. It's important, okay? We'll put the cursor. get ready for other things right now. Good, okay. Things are feeling good. All right, screenshot time. Oops. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, I have to call it here, everyone. Thank you all for hanging out. I've been a little bit of a chaotic day and a little bit of a short day. Doing stuff off screen, but we'll be back tomorrow for Friday. Man, the week just flew by. It's already been a week since I've returned. But Friday will be super fun. I'll probably be doing an early day. And we're gonna be pushing to finish all the texturing for Shimo, all the rigging for Shimo, and just really wrapping up Shimo and then getting on to some other projects. Because once we get Shimo out of the way, we can get some other projects moving along. But thank you all for hanging out. Hope you're all having an amazing day. I'll see you all very soon for Friday, end of the week. If I don't see you tomorrow, definitely enjoy your weekend. And if you haven't yet, follow, hit that subscribe. If you're interested in commissioning me for either an avatar or looking to learn how to make avatars, I do have mentorships available. Just head to samdutter.com. Got to get that promo in. Thank you for the stream. Have a good night. Same to you, Namers. And everyone else out there, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Love you. See y'all soon. Thank you for coming by. Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Bye.